Dr. Elena Rodriguez had worked late nights before, but tonight felt different. The storm outside seemed angry, throwing rain against the windows of her small laboratory like tiny stones. She was alone in the research center, which wasn't unusual. Most people avoided the night shift, but Elena loved the quiet. It helped her think. She was studying samples from a recent meteor shower when the lights started flickering. At first, she thought it was just the storm affecting the power. Then something strange happened. The air in the room began to shimmer, like heat waves rising from hot pavement in summer. Elena stepped back from her desk, her heart beating faster. In all her years as a scientist, she had never seen anything like this. The shimmering grew stronger, and suddenly, a soft blue light filled the corner of her lab. The light was beautiful, almost musical, if light could make sound. Then she saw it. A crystal-like pod, about the size of a bathtub, sitting where empty space had been just moments before. It glowed from within, and Elena could see something floating inside the strange liquid that filled it. Her hands shook as she reached for her phone to call for help. But something stopped her. Inside the pod was a person, or at least something, that looked like a person. The being had long, flowing hair that seemed to move even though it was underwater. Its skin had a soft glow, changing colors like the northern lights she had seen in pictures. Elena had always been curious. It was what made her a good scientist. But this was different. This wasn't just curiosity anymore. Something deep inside her told her that this moment would change everything. The pod began to open with a sound like wind chimes. The glowing liquid drained away, and the being inside took its first breath of Earth's air. Elena watched in amazement as the creature's eyes opened. They were unlike any eyes she had ever seen, deep purple with flecks of silver that seemed to hold entire galaxies. The being sat up slowly, looking around the laboratory with wonder. When its gaze fell on Elena, she felt something she couldn't explain. It was like someone had touched her mind, gently, like a whisper. "Please don't be afraid," the being said, and Elena was shocked to hear perfect English. The voice was soft and musical, like water flowing over stones. "I know this must be very strange for you." Elena couldn't speak. She just stood there, staring at this impossible visitor. The being slowly stood up, and Elena noticed it was tall and graceful, moving like a dancer. Despite looking mostly human, there was something otherworldly about every movement. "My name is Zara," the being continued, stepping out of the pod. "I have traveled very far to reach your world. I need your help." Elena finally found her voice, though it came out as barely a whisper. "What are you?" Zara smiled, and Elena felt warmth spread through her chest. "I am what you might call a princess, though that word doesn't really fit. I come from a place among the stars, very different from here. My people have been watching your world for a long, long time." "Watching us?" Elena asked, her scientific mind starting to work again. "Why?" "Because you fascinate us," Zara replied. "Your people live as individuals, making your own choices, feeling your own feelings. Where I come from, we share everything. Thoughts, emotions, decisions. We are like one big mind made of many bodies." Elena couldn't believe what she was hearing. Aliens were real, and one was standing in her laboratory, having a casual conversation with her. It should have been terrifying, but somehow it wasn't. There was something about Zara that made Elena feel safe. "But why are you here now?" Zara's smile faded, and Elena saw sadness in those star-filled eyes. "Because my people are divided. Some believe we should make contact with humans to learn from you and share knowledge. But others think your way of living is dangerous. They want to change you, to make you more like us." "Change us how?" Elena asked, though she wasn't sure she wanted to know the answer. "By taking away your ability to think as individuals. They believe it would bring peace to your world, and all the fighting and suffering. But I know it would also end what makes you special, your ability to choose, to love, to dream your own dreams." Elena felt a chill run down her spine. "And you came here to warn us." "I came here to find another way," Zara said. "But now I'm trapped between two worlds. My people think I've been corrupted by human emotions. They want me to come home, but if I refuse, they might decide to move forward with their plan. Before Alina could respond, they heard the sound of vehicles approaching outside. Car doors slammed, and Alina saw flashlights through the windows. Someone must have detected the energy from your arrival, Alina said quickly. You need to hide that glow. Zara looked confused. Hide it. Your skin, it's glowing. People will. No, you're not human. Zara closed her eyes and concentrated. Slowly, the beautiful lights under her skin faded until she looked almost human. Almost, but not quite. There was still something magical about her that couldn't be hidden. We need to get out of here, Alina said, grabbing her coat and car keys. She didn't know why she was helping this stranger, this alien, but every instinct told her it was the right thing to do. As they snuck out the back door, Alina realized her quiet life as a scientist was over. Whatever happened next, nothing would ever be the same. But looking at Zara, seeing the hope and fear in her eyes, Alina knew she couldn't walk away. They reached Elena's car just as the front doors of the laboratory burst open. Men in dark suits poured in, flashlights cutting through the darkness where Zara's pod still sat, glowing softly in the empty room. As they drove away into the stormy night, Alina glanced at her unusual passenger. Zara was staring out the window. At the lights of the city, wonder and sadness mixing on her face. What happens now? Alina asked. Zara turned to her, and Alina saw determination replacing the fear. No. We find a way to save both our worlds. But first, you need to teach me how. To be human. 3 weeks had passed since that stormy night, and Elena's small cabin in the mountains had become a different world. She watched Zara struggle with the most basic human tasks. It's like making toast without accidentally turning the bread into something that looked like modern art. I don't understand, Zara said, holding up a piece of bread that was somehow twisted into a spiral. On my world, we simply think of nourishment, and our bodies absorb what we need from the environment. Elena laughed, taking the bread from Zara's. Hands here. Let me show you again. Humans do everything the slow way. Teaching Zara to be human was like watching a child learn to walk, except this child could accidentally reorganize matter with her thoughts. Yesterday, Zara had tried to help Alina fix a broken lamp and had somehow turned it into a small tree that grew light bulbs instead of fruit. Your people must think we're very strange, Alina said, putting normal bread into the toaster. This eating and sleeping and doing things with our hands. Zara sat at the kitchen table, watching Elena's every movement with fascination. Strange, yes, but also wonderful. When I eat your food, I taste it only with my own mouth. When I sleep, I dream only my own dreams. It's so ... private. Alina had learned that privacy was a foreign concept where Zara came from. Her people shared everything. Thoughts, feelings, experiences. Zara described it like being part of a beautiful song where everyone knew their part perfectly. Don't. You miss it? Alina asked. Being connected to everyone? Zara was quiet for a moment, staring out the window at the mountains. I do miss the comfort of it, never being alone, never having to make difficult choices by myself. But Alina, I also feel something here that I never felt before. What's that? Freedom? The freedom to be wrong, to make mistakes that are only mine, to have thoughts that belong to no one else. Zara looked at Alina with those galaxy eyes. 2. Care about someone in a way that's completely personal. Alina felt her cheeks grow warm. Over the past few weeks, she had started to care about Zara in ways that surprised her. It wasn't just the wonder of meeting someone from another world. It was simpler and more complicated than that. Zara made her laugh. She was curious about everything, asked questions Alina had never thought of, and had a way of seeing beauty in the most ordinary things. Tell me about your life before, Zara said, settling into what had become their routine of evening conversations. Before you found me? Alina poured tea for both of them, something Zara had quickly learned to love. It was quiet. I spent most of my time in the lab, studying rocks and samples. I was married once, but that didn't work out. He wanted children, a normal family life. I wanted to discover new things. Do you regret choosing science over family? I used to think I did, Alina said honestly. But now I think maybe I was just waiting for the right kind of family. Zara reached across the table, and touched Elena's hand. Her skin was warm and seemed to tingle with energy. You saved me, Elena. Not just from those men who came looking, but from something worse. You're teaching me that being alone doesn't have to mean being lonely. Before Elena could respond, her phone rang. She looked at the caller ID, and her stomach dropped. It was Dr. Patterson, her old colleague from the research center. I have to take this, she told Zara. Walk into the other room. Elena, where are you? Dr. Patterson's voice was tight with worry. The government people have been asking questions about you. They know something happened that night. What kind of questions? About your research. About whether you found anything unusual, Elena. They have agents watching your apartment. Whatever happened, they think you know something important. Elena's heart started racing. I'm fine, Robert. Just needed some time. Away, Elena. I've known you for 10 years. You don't just disappear. If you're in trouble, let me help. After she hung up, Elena found Zara standing by the window, her body tense with worry. They're looking for us, Elena said.
I know.
I can feel it. My people are getting impatient too. They keep sending me messages, telling me to come home before. I become too human to save. What does that mean? Zara turned from the window, and Elena saw fear in her eyes. I think exposure to human emotions is like a disease. The longer I stay, the more individual I become, the harder it will be for me to reconnect with the collective mind. But you don't want to go back, do you? No, Zara said, and the word seemed to surprise her with its firmness. For the first time in my existence, I want something just for myself. I want to stay here, with you, and learn what it means to be ... me. Elena felt something shift in her chest, a warmth that had nothing to do with the fireplace. Zara, I need to tell you something. These past few weeks having you here, it's changed me too. I've never felt so ... alive. Zara moved closer, and Elena could see the soft light starting to glow under her skin, the way it did when she was emotional. Elena, is this what humans call love? Elena's breath caught in her throat. I think it might be. Then I want to try something. My people would never understand. Zara's voice was soft, but determined. I want to know what it feels like to choose love over duty, to want someone more than I want to belong. Outside, the wind picked up, rattling the windows. Elena could hear something in the distance, vehicles on the mountain road. Her peaceful sanctuary was about to be invaded. They've found us, Elena whispered. Zara nodded, her glow getting brighter. Both of our peoples. And now we'll have to choose what matters more. The worlds we came from, or the world we've created together. Elena looked at this incredible being, who had fallen into her life like a star, and realized that her choice was already made. Whatever came next, they would face it together. The sound of helicopter blades cutting through the mountain air made Elena's heart pound. She pulled the curtains close and looked at Zara, who was sitting on the floor with her eyes closed, her body glowing brighter than Elena had ever seen. What's happening to you? Elena asked, kneeling beside her. They're calling me, Zara whispered, her voice strained. My people. They're sending thoughts into my mind, trying to force me to come home. It's like, what? Like having 1,000 voices shouting in your head all at once. Elena had never felt so helpless. She could fix broken equipment, solve complex problems, but she couldn't fight an alien mental connection. Can you block them out? I'm trying, but it's getting harder. They're saying that what I feel for you isn't real, that it's just confusion, caused by being away from the collective mind for too long. And what do you think? Elena asked softly. Zara opened her eyes, and Elena saw tears rolling down her face. Elena had never seen her cry before. I don't know anymore. Maybe they're right. Maybe everything I think I feel is just ... broken thinking. The doubt in Zara's voice broke Elena's heart. She took Zara's hands in hers, feeling the warm energy flowing beneath her skin. Look at me. What do you feel right now in this moment? I feel ... safe, complete, like I've found something I didn't know I was missing. That's real, Elena said firmly. Whatever your people say, what you feel is real, okay? The helicopters were getting closer. Elena could see lights through the curtains, sweeping across the mountainside. They had maybe minutes before they were found. Zara, I need you to know something, Elena said urgently. These past weeks with you have been the happiest of my life. You've shown me colors I didn't know existed, made me think about the universe in ways I never imagined. Whatever happens next, that's real too. Zara looked at her with wonder. Lena, on my world. We don't have words for what I want to say to you, but I think humans call it love. Yes, Elena whispered. We do. Then kiss me, Zara said, her voice barely audible. Kiss me like I am one of you, like I'm human, like I belong here. Elena didn't hesitate. She leaned forward and pressed her lips to Zara's, and it was like touching starlight. She felt warmth spread through her entire body, and for a moment, she could swear she heard music that wasn't quite sound, saw colors that weren't quite light. When they broke apart, both of them were crying. Hey, that was my first kiss, Zara said. Wonderingly, my people don't. We never, ... It was beautiful. It was perfect, Elena agreed. But their moment was shattered by the sound of boots on the porch. Elena grabbed Zara's hand and pulled her toward the back door, but it was too late. The front door burst open and men in dark suits poured in, followed by someone Elena recognized. Hello, Elena, said Colonel David Webb, her ex-husband. He looked older, more serious than when she'd known him. We need to talk, David. How did you... I've been tracking you since you disappeared from the lab. We know what you found. His eyes moved to Zara, who was trying to control her glow, but not entirely succeeding. Should I say, who found you? Lena stepped in front of Zara protectively. She's not dangerous, isn't she? David's voice was cold. Our satellites have detected massive energy signatures approaching Earth. Ships, Elena, an entire fleet. And they started moving the same day your friend here arrived. Zara spoke for the first time, her voice steady, despite her tears. They're coming because of me, because I chose to stay.
Oh.
Then you'll choose to leave, David said.
Oh.
Of both our species? No, Elena said quickly. There has to be another way. David laughed, but there was no humor in it. Elena, you always were too trusting. This thing has been manipulating you, making you think you care about it. That's what they do. She's not a thing, Elena said angrily. Her name is Zara, and she saved my life in ways you'll never understand. Has she? Or has she just made you think that? David pulled out a device that looked like a tablet. We've been monitoring alien communications.
What?
Do you want to know what they're really saying about Earth? Before Elena could answer, David pressed a button, and alien voices filled the room. Elena couldn't understand the words, but the tone was clear, cold, calculating. Discussing humans like they were specimens in a lab, Zara's face went pale. Those are the voices of the War Council. My brother's faction? Your brother? Elena asked. Svexmore. He leads those who want to change humanity by force. But Elena, I swear to you, I came here to stop them, not to help them. David stepped closer. Then prove it. Come with us. Help us understand their technology so we can defend ourselves. I do that, I'll lose everything that makes me... me, Zara said desperately. The moment I use my abilities as a weapon, I become what they want me to be. Elena felt like her world was falling apart. Everything she thought she understood was crumbling. But looking at Zara, seeing the genuine anguish in her eyes, Elena made her choice. I'm leaving, Elena announced. Both of us, together. Elena. Don't be stupid, David warned. There's nowhere you can run that we won't find you. Maybe not, Elena said, taking Zara's hand, but we'll face whatever comes next on our own terms. As they moved toward the door, Zara suddenly stopped. Her eyes went wide with fear. Elena, they're here. My people, the ships have arrived. Through the window, Elena could see lights in the sky that definitely weren't stars. The invasion had begun. The abandoned mining town of Silver Creek looked like something from a ghost story, but it was the perfect place to hide. Elena and Zara had escaped through the mountains, while the government agents dealt with the sudden appearance of alien ships. In the sky, now they sat in an old diner, its windows boarded up, sharing a can of soup heated over a camping stove. I can hear them, Zara said quietly, staring up at the ceiling as if she could see through it to the ships above. My people are confused. They expected me to come running home the moment they arrived. Elena watched Zara's face in the flickering candlelight. What are they saying? They're arguing? Some want to take me by force. Others think I've been damaged beyond repair. Zara's voice cracked. My brother Vexmore is leading the War Council. Says I'm proof that human emotions are a disease that spreads. That's ridiculous, Elena said, moving closer to Zara on the dusty bench. What you feel isn't a disease. It's growth. But what if they're right? Zara looked at Elena with desperate eyes. What if loving you has broken something essential? In me? What if I can never go back to being who I was supposed to be? Elena took Zara's hands, feeling the familiar warm energy beneath her skin. Then maybe who you were supposed to be wasn't who you were meant to be. Before Zara could respond, she suddenly went rigid, her eyes rolling back. Elena watched in alarm as Zara's body began to glow, brighter than ever before. Zara, what's happening? They're showing me something, Zara gasped. Elena, I need to tell you the truth. The whole truth about why I came here. Elena felt a chill of fear. What truth? Earth wasn't chosen randomly. Your planet, your species, you've been part of an experiment for thousands of years. My people have been guiding human development, trying to create the perfect balance between individual thought and collective harmony. Elena stared at her in shock. You've been controlling us? Not controlling, influencing. Small changes, tiny pushes in the right direction. The development of language, art, science, my people helped shape all of it. We were trying to create a species that could bridge the gap between our two ways of existing. Elena felt sick. Everything she thought she knew about human achievement, about her own scientific discoveries, had been influenced by aliens. So nothing we've done is really ours. No, Elena, you don't understand, Zara said urgently. The capacity was always there. We just helped you find it faster. Now you've achieved something we never expected. What? You've taught one of us to be individual while still remaining connected? Elena, when I'm with you, I can still hear my people, but I can also think my own thoughts. I can love with my whole heart while still understanding the bigger picture. You've shown me that the two ways of being don't have to be enemies. Elena tried to process this information. But your people don't see it that way. No, they think I'm broken. But Elena, what if I'm not broken? What if I'm evolved? Suddenly Zara doubled over in pain, crying out. Elena could see tears streaming down her face as she fought against something Elena couldn't see. They're trying to force me to return, Zara said through gritted teeth. They're using our mental connection to pull me back. But if I go now, they'll erase everything I've learned. They'll make me forget you, forget what it feels like to choose love. Elena felt panic rising in her chest. Then don't go. Fight them. I can't fight them alone. They're too strong. Zara looked at Elena with desperate hope. But what if I wasn't alone? What if there was a way to show them that love doesn't weaken the connection, it strengthens it? How, Elena? I need to ask you to do something that might be dangerous. I need you to let me share our connection with them. Let them feel what I feel when I'm with you. Elena's heart pounded. What does that mean? It means opening your mind. To theirs, it means letting an entire alien civilization experience human love through our bond. This could change you forever, Elena. You might never be completely human again. Elena looked at Zara, at this incredible being who had shown her what it meant to truly live. Will it save both our worlds? I don't know, but it might be the only chance we have. Outside, they could hear helicopters approaching again. David and his team had found them. Through the boarded windows, Elena could see the alien ships getting closer to Earth's surface. Elena, I need an answer, Zara said urgently. Will you trust me with your mind? Will you help me show them that love isn't weakness? Elena thought. About her quiet life before Zara arrived, she thought about all the nights she'd spent alone in her lab, convinced that she'd never find anyone who understood her. Then she thought about the past few weeks, the laughter, the wonder, the feeling of being complete for the first time in her life. Yes, Elena said firmly. I trust you completely. Yes. Era's eyes filled with tears of relief. Then let's show too. Civilizations what love can really do. As the helicopters landed outside and alien ships filled the sky above, Lena and Zara pressed their foreheads together, preparing to risk everything for a love that could change the universe. The moment Alina opened her mind to Zara, the world exploded into color and sound and feeling. Suddenly, she could hear the thoughts of thousands of beings across the galaxy, all connected like instruments in a vast orchestra. But instead of being overwhelming, it felt ... right. I can hear them, Elena whispered, tears streaming down her face. I can feel what they feel. Through the connection, Lina experienced the Andromedon, collective consciousness, the peace of never being alone, the comfort of shared wisdom, the beauty of perfect harmony. But she also felt their fear. They were terrified that individual emotions would tear apart the careful balance they'd maintained for millions of years. Now show them what you feel for me, Zara said softly. Elena focused on her love for Zara, not just the romance, but the deep friendship, the wonder, the way. Zara had made her feel alive again. She let the aliens experience human love in all its messy, beautiful complexity. The response was immediate. Lena felt shock ripple through the collective mind, but also curiosity. Some of the aliens had never experienced anything like it. They don't understand, Elena said, still connected to the vast network of minds. They think love makes you weak because it makes you vulnerable. Then show them how love makes you strong, Zara replied. Elena thought about all the times love had given her courage, the way caring for Zara had made her brave enough to run from the government, to hide in the mountains, to risk everything. She shared the strength that came from having someone believe in you, the power of choosing to protect someone else even when it cost you everything outside. She could hear David shouting orders to his team, preparing to storm the building. Above them, the alien ships were descending toward the Earth's surface. But Elena was no longer afraid. I have an idea, she said to Zara. What if we don't choose between the two ways of thinking? What if we show them both can exist together? Lena opened her mind wider, not just to the alien collective, but to David and his team outside. She let her human emotions flow freely while staying connected to the vast alien network. For the first time, she could feel both the deep belonging of the collective and the fierce independence of individual choice. It's working, Zara said in amazement. Elena, you're becoming something new, something that's both human and more than human. Elena could feel the change happening inside her. She was still herself, but now she was also connected to something vast and beautiful. She could think her own thoughts while also understanding the thoughts of others. She could love individually while also feeling the love that connected all beings. This is what evolution looks like, Elena said, her voice filled with wonder. Through the connection, she felt Zara's brother, Vexmore, reaching out to them. His mental voice was strong but confused. Sister, what have you done to yourself? Asked. I've grown, brother, Zara replied through the connection. I've learned that love doesn't separate us. It connects us more deeply. But individual emotions cause chaos, war, suffering. Vexamore argued. Elena spoke directly to him through the alien network. Individual emotions also cause growth, art, discovery. The suffering you fear comes from being disconnected, not from being individual. Love is the bridge between being alone and being together. She showed him her memories, the loneliness she'd felt before meeting Zara, and the way love had connected her not just to Zara, but to all of life. She showed him how caring for one person had made her care more about everyone. The alien collective was silent for a long moment. Elena could feel them processing this new information, testing it against their understanding of the universe. Finally, Vexmore spoke again. Show us more. Elena and Zara looked at each other and smiled. Together, they expanded their connection, reaching out to David and his team, to the people in the nearby towns. To anyone who was willing to open their minds, what happened next was beautiful beyond words. Elena felt the barriers between species dissolving as humans and aliens shared their experiences directly. The aliens felt human creativity, passion, and determination. The humans felt alien wisdom, peace, and unity. David burst through the door just as the connection reached its peak. He stopped in amazement as he saw Elena and Zara glowing with soft light. Their minds linked not just to each other, but to beings across the galaxy. Elena, what have you done? He asked, but his voice was filled with wonder rather than fear. I found a better way, Elena replied, her voice somehow speaking in both human and alien languages at once. "David, give me your hand." David hesitated, for only a moment before reaching out. The instant he touched Alina, he gasped as he felt the alien connection flowed through him. Alina watched his face transform as he experienced the vast network of minds, the peace of being truly understood. "This is incredible," he whispered. "I can feel ... everything, everyone, but I'm still me." "Exactly," Alina said. "You don't have to choose between being individuals and being connected. We can be both." Above them, the alien ships began to change. Instead of the harsh, angular shapes of war vessels, they transformed into something beautiful, structures of light and music that seemed to dance in the sky. "The War Council has voted," Zara announced, her voice filled with joy. "They want to learn more about this new way of being. They're sending ambassadors instead of soldiers." Lena felt tears of relief flowing down her face. "So both our worlds are safe?" "More than safe," Zara said, pulling Alina into her arms. "Both our worlds are about to become something amazing." As they held each other, Alina could feel the future opening up before them. Humans and aliens working together, sharing knowledge and wisdom while maintaining their individual identities. Love becoming the bridge between worlds, between ways of thinking, between what was and what could be. "I love you," Alina whispered to Zara. "I love you too," Zara replied. And now the whole universe knows what that means. Outside, people were gathering to watch the alien ships land peacefully in nearby fields. The age of fear was ending, and the age of connection was beginning. And at the center of it all was a simple truth that Alina and Zara had discovered together, that love doesn't divide us.